Community isn't something I ever thought that I truly valued until I moved to the continent of Africa. You know, it is so important to have people around you that share your values and interests. And while I had this in the US, or when I was in Atlanta, when I was in Miami, I just didn't realize that it was this value of community. But the more and more I stay persistent and resilient in this journey, I recognize the importance of community and why it can literally make or break your experience here on the continent. Welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Ashley. On my channel, I talk about my experience of living here on the continent of Africa. I am going on 3 years here in Africa, currently living in Johannesburg, South Africa, and doing so with my 2 young girls. And so it's been a beautiful day. I am so grateful. It's a Friday. The girls had their last day of school. My daughter celebrated her birthday with her classmates, and it was just beautiful. And I have been reflecting on this journey over the last couple of weeks as things have ebbed and flowed. And I wanted to share this because I've gotten a lot of messages from people that are having this experience, that have returned back home, and people that want to come to the continent but have certain fears around certain things. And so community is so important, and it's one of the things that I said, you know, will make or break your experience here on the continent. So if you are interested and enjoy content like this, be sure to like this video and share it with someone who would find value in it. All right, so let's jump in, and I do have some notes. I want to make sure that I address those with you. So the importance of community is paramount, and I'm going to share with you how to build and maintain and retain that community. And as we get to the number 5 thing, which is probably, you know, the most controversial, I'll share a personal experience. All right, so number 1, say yes to the invitation. And I want to premise this as well. As a woman, it's a bit different. As a mother, it's totally different. And, you know, that definitely plays into it, but I'm sure many of these things could apply to male travelers, fathers as well. All right, so again, say yes to the invitation. A lot of times it's so easy to get stuck in the house, stuck in your bed. I do it, I've done it, I'll probably continue to do it. But saying yes to the invitation is so important because it can allow you to experience so many things. You'll meet new people, you can explore new parts of your home country, you will essentially try something new, hear something new, meet new people. And it's something that I'm so excited when I do it, and then sometimes I have FOMO. Most of the time I don't, because if my body is saying no, it's probably for a reason. But it's really important because it fosters community. It builds trust with the people that you're building a relationship with. You're building community, and in alignment with that, extend the invitation. So people don't always want to be the people that are reaching out to you, asking you to come somewhere. Sometimes it's really good to reach out to others and invite them to something. Do research on your own so that you can have resources to share with others and invite them out. And I'm doing this now. As I mentioned, sometimes I do say no, but most of the time I do say yes, and I'm always grateful when I do. All right, so the second thing is join a group of shared interests. I wasn't really great at this when I first moved to Tanzania. Quite frankly, I'm really grateful for that. I wanted to have my experience organically, and there were some bumps on the road with that, but I did find a group of interest, and that was a group of women, mothers that were really invested and intentional about their healing experience. And, you know, we had healers in the group, people that were facilitators of plant medicine, facilitators of breath work, sound therapy, actual psychotherapy, talk therapy, all of the things. And I'm so grateful that I had that community of women because it really made my experience amazing. I mean, it took it to the next level. I had my first healing retreat ever in Tanzania. I experienced, I experienced plant-based medicine for the first time in that healing retreat and all of the things. Like, it was just so amazing, something that I am forever grateful for and have created forever lasting relationships from that community. Fast forward to South Africa, I have been intentional about joining WhatsApp groups. Everybody in South Africa is busy, like very much booked and busy. Not everyone, right? But I think most of the people that are from the diaspora are here to do business, maybe here to retire. But I think for the people that are in my age group, people are here to do business. And so I've been able to join those WhatsApp groups, get access to different professional opportunities, extend different professional opportunities, and promote the events that I'm doing, like the Africa Investors Academy, the Africa Investors Academy Summit, to a community of like-minded people. And, I've been able to extend like real opportunities and also receive them. And so this has been really great for my professional development, but also personal development, because I've met a couple people within these groups that I have since had dinner with, gone on hikes with, had play dates with, and so it's really important to join a shared group of people with a shared interest. All right, so the next thing, and probably, one of the most personal, is, vulnerability versus boundaries. One of the things that we experience the most when making this move abroad is just a complete renewal of self. Like, right? But I'm speaking also with other people in my space, in my community, that have these shared experiences. So I think I'm sharing from their perspective as well. Vulnerability is one of the things that tends to surge to the top, because you have to be open when you want to meet new people. You have to be open when you're learning new languages, or you're uncovering empathy in your life and how to relate to different people and different cultures with different experiences. It's a beautiful strength that without it, you probably won't make it. Right? If you're going to be closed up, if you're going to have walls, if you're going to be like super resistant to change and growth, a move to Africa probably isn't going to work for you anywhere on the continent. This can also open you up to things that aren't as positive, right? Maybe meeting people that don't have your best interest, or essentially exposing yourself to groups of people, practices, or things that can be for your demise. So there is a balance with having boundaries and, with having a vulnerability. I lean towards the side of vulnerability, but what has happened to me personally is, that vulnerability can for some be a gateway into criticism, right? I think even in me sharing and my willingness to share here on YouTube has opened me up to a new world of criticism, critique, and my motives and what I'm doing, how well I'm doing, how well I'm not doing, etc. But the majority of my experience is positive, not only here on YouTube, but also like in real life. So the win is in being vulnerable with a level of discernment. And discernment is like this muscle that you have to like work out over time, that essentially gets better with time. And so I lean on the side of vulnerability with attention to boundaries. And, you might make some mistakes, you're gonna have life experiences, but the reality is you have everything that you need to be successful and to overcome any challenges along the way, as long as you have a level of self-awareness, take accountability, and grow from every experience. Is this resonating? Can you relate to this? Let me know in the comments if you have any experience with being vulnerable and then learning from that experience and like erecting certain boundaries. I definitely do. So if this is resonating, please be sure to like it and leave me a comment below and let me know how that's worked out for you. And so with all of this, right, there have been extensive experiences with me being vulnerable and now having lifelong friendships, relationships with people that will last literally a lifetime, people that have looked out for me, people that have given me opportunities, people that have connected me with different serious decision makers that has continued to make my experience here on the continent just a beautiful one, right? And not one that hasn't come with challenges, but one that I wouldn't exchange for the world, right? Or living in a country, that I don't want to live in, right? And so Afrika isn't, this utopia. It isn't the perfect solution for everyone. However, if you are a person who is a problem solver, is an initiative taker, is a leader, doesn't focus on criticizing the courage of others, and is willing to empower yourself to make decisions that are courageous, aspirational, and inspirational, I think Afrika is exactly for you. And if you have an interest in joining a community of like-minded global entrepreneurs that are building location-independent businesses, shouting their genius with the world, and solving some of the world's most challenging problems, we would love to have you in the Afrika Investors Academy. Be sure to visit the link in the description and also in the pinned comment to join us as we relaunch our platform with 35 lessons of amazing curriculum on how to build a business, how to scale within a year to making at least $2,000 extra a year, and ultimately to be able to live a life where you can travel more, spend more time with family, work less, and invest here on the continent of Afrika. So I hope this content was valuable for you. I hope you found value in it, and share it with someone who you think would find value in it as well. Until the next video, I'll see you soon.